morning, everyone. It is Tuesday. We are back here in the classroom. As you can see, my scenery here as I turn. I feel like I'm in one of those wonderlands when they go, ah. But, I almost forgot what my classroom looked like. Has that ever happened to you guys? Those that are teachers, you've been gone for a little bit. And we honestly were only gone for like a week and some change, but you're gone for a little bit and you come back and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I had that up. I guess I should be taking that down. But I'm glad to be back. It is Tuesday. I do miss my kids. Part of me did want to stay home because who doesn't want to stay home when instead of work? But my passion are these kids. And one of my Facebook friends put a post up who is a fellow teacher, and she put up. I'm not quoting it right, but she put up, the kids, we want to stay home as teachers, but the kids, some of these kids look forward to coming to school because this is where they feel loved. This is where they feel safe. And that really just sat my heart, and that made me jump out of bed this morning to get myself in here early like I normally do. So I'm very refreshed. I woke up this morning. I decided to starting this school week for hopefully the rest of the school year. I'm going to be consistent with it. But every morning I have a little book sitting on my breakfast nook table at home. And I just write down the things that I'm most thankful for. And I have like a little bucket list that I would like to accomplish. I don't call it a bucket list though. I call it an accomplishment list because there are some things that I want to accomplish in 2017, whether it will be personally, whether it be career-wise with teaching, or with my own business. If y'all didn't know, I have my own business too. So but anyway, I wrote down that accomplishment list, not bucket list, and some of the things I would like to do 2017. And then I'm starting to journal every single morning when I'm enjoying my Starbucks coffee or any coffee. I like to journal and just make a list of the things that I'm thankful for when I woke up this morning. What are some of the things that made me jump out of the bed? What are some of those things that I'm glad that I have in my life? Because as I sat here and look at all of the things that we got over the holiday season and the people that enrich me, unfortunately, there are people in this world or people that you may actually know or that I personally know that didn't get those types of things. So I was very, very thankful this morning getting up and made sure I wrote those things down. And that's something I want to do throughout the 2017. So not just school year, but in general. But if you are saying, wow, that's a good idea, I wish to do that too, give this a thumbs up, like it, so I know that you guys are along with me and doing those things for 2017. So, all right, I have so much to get myself together because I have to, number one, change my calendar because I'm looking at it and it says December. Everything around my room says Christmas because I must have been running out of here because I sure didn't take anything down when I left. So let me de-Christmatize everything. So it just looks like a winter wonderland with all the snowflakes. But I'm going to say hi to some coworkers, get a little bit of things ready for this morning. And if I don't get on later on, I will speak to you later on this week. Have a fabulous Tuesday and welcome back to school, everyone. See ya. Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through already. So the great thing about having a 4-day week, it goes fast, right? We're not here for, it seems like a very long time, but how did your first day go yesterday? My day went really, really well. Considering the fact I had 4 students who were absent yesterday, and a lot of their parents were saying that they are having the stomach bug. So we have something going on. And over break, as you heard before, I had the flu or the bug or something. So my fingers are crossed that I don't get something when this week as we're returning, because I really do not want to be sick. It's the worst feeling in the world. But other than that, today is pretty much we're starting to get into some of the curriculum. Yesterday was a light day just to get them going again because let's face it, just like us teachers, our kids were kind of still on vacation a little bit. But they woke up a little bit towards the end of the day, which was a really good thing. So I'm hoping today they come in. Unfortunately, maybe not unfortunately, but I hope they are full of energy because I want them, when I teach, I'm full of energy and I want them to learn and be engaged. So if they're half asleep on their desk, that's not happening. So I want them to be engaged and full of energy in that aspect. But other than that, I am just going to get myself organized for today. Put you down right here. So today we just have a couple of things that we need to do with language arts. For me, organizing. Look, I'm everywhere today. I don't know about you. My brain is like, I want to talk about everything, and I'm not focused on one thing I want to talk to you about. Does that ever happen to you? I don't know why my brain's like that today, but it is what it is. But I have my to-do list that I sat down before I left yesterday, which I left a little bit earlier, so good start. So I have a couple of things I need to do, not necessarily for before the kids get in. This is just little, I'm reading it, but it's just little filing work and some photocopying for my students' data folders and inputting some grades, those sort of deal, like catch up work that I refused to take home over the break, so I didn't take it home. And now I have to catch up and do it because I don't want to be cramming at the end of the month when grades are due. And like I always do, scramble, scramble, scramble. I actually want to be ready and I actually want to be prepared for all of that. So I'm going to be doing that today. Other than that, today is pretty much trying to get things covered, pretty much. This week is going to be like that. Did anybody notice that after winter break, everything goes super fast? I'm going to tell you this right now, that we have professional development next week. Then we have Martin Luther King's birthday. So we have Martin Luther King Day. February is short as it is, so that goes super fast. Then we have March and PSSAs are coming up. And then we have spring break. Like after winter break, everything flies by. And those that take the PSSAs, well, not teachers that take the PSSAs, those that teach grades that they take the PSSAs, you almost feel like it's cram time, but not really. I don't feel like it's cram time because I make sure that my kids get the things they need, because when I plan my lessons, I look at the standards and everything. But you feel that pressure. And if you know you don't get to something, sometimes I just feel like, oh no, I need to get to this. How can I cover this? And in a way, I think about it. I'm like, wait a minute, I already did this. So let's figure out how I can review it. But this goes super, super, super fast, the second half. So kind of excited about that, but it's like a whirlwind. Every day you come in and you're like, do, 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 like I am this morning, right? But anyway, I feel like I'm rambling on because I am rambling on. I wanted to make sure I got on today. I doubt that I'll be getting on after school because, like my balance, I've been off to a great start. I'm leaving before 4 o'clock, so I'm trying to get out of here so I can, do my exercise and just relax when I get home. Do me when I get home. So let me end for today, for Wednesday. Like I said, because I'm rambling on right now. But I will make sure that if I don't talk to you later on today, you will see me later on this week. I hope you all have a fabulous Wednesday. Good morning, everyone. It is on Thursday morning. I actually came in a little bit earlier than what I normally do, like about 5 minutes. So I was hoping to get more work complete than what I normally do, because at 8:15 I do have a meeting, so I will be attending that. So I'm trying to get things done. I still have to record a video for my flipped classroom. I realized I forgot to do that, and tonight my kids' assignment is to actually go on and watch the video. So I have to make sure I get that done at least by prep. So I need to go ahead and either do that this morning or, like I said, on my prep, most likely on my prep. But it just all depends. Um, but this morning, I wanted to get on and share with you something that I found yesterday before I left school. I was just re-looking through the standards and our curriculum and the things that we have to cover for the skill that we're about to teach. And I realized that the curriculum in that part, for some reason, it's not matching the standard. I don't know. I brought it to our curriculum coordinator, and I just let her know and I let the team know that the kids need to know this certain spot. But anyway, the skill that I'm doing is plot. And our students as fourth graders, they need to know what exposition is. They need to know the rising action, the climax, the falling action. But the thing is, in our curriculum book that we teach with, it doesn't even give us that information. All it does is give us our characters or setting and then list in sequential order what happened first, second, third, beginning, middle, and last. And it's just not enough rigor for our kids. So I did a little digging, kind of pulled the things I like to use out, and I came up with a way that I can teach the skill. I used other resources too instead of me creating them, and I'm about to share that with you. I wanted this to be engaging, and today's actually going to be the first day that I'm introducing this to my students in a way that they can know those parts of the plot. I always like to refer to as a roller coaster ride, where when you get on a roller coaster, it starts off and you're anticipating things to happen. Things start building up, and you're going up that roller coaster track just a little bit slowly. And those are the events that lead up to it. When you get to the tippy top, it doesn't drop right away. It sits there for a little bit, and you build all that tension, and you get so anxious because you're thinking to yourself, okay, when is this roller coaster going to drop? I know it's going to happen, but when? It's the most exciting part of a roller coaster ride. Well, your climax is that top of that roller coaster, because that should be the most exciting part of your story. And then it dips down, and that's your falling action, which the roller coaster ride tends to just end, okay? So I wanted to introduce it to my students that way, and I wanted to use a story that they should all be familiar with. I will reread it, it's very short, but I was going to do it with Goldilocks and the Three Bears, because that is something that most of our students know, and the exciting part is a little bit easier to point out when that exciting part happens. But we actually have smart boards. I almost forgot what it's called, but we have smart boards in our classrooms, and I'm so lucky enough to use that. So I like going on to Smart Exchange to see what kind of resources are already out there, because I don't know about you, but there are some times if I didn't already create it or have a snow day or free time, I don't have the time to create a smart notebook. Let's face it, we are all busy. And if you are currently a teacher, you know what I'm talking about. If you're going to school to be a teacher, it is okay to use other people's resources. That's why they're out there. Don't think you have to create everything that's out there. So I found a smart notebook that we could use for this. And I'm going to flip it around and show you my computer. Hopefully you get to see this. But when you look at this, can you see my computer here? You can see, I'll make it larger a little bit. You can see, this will explain the Goldilocks and the Three Bears with the plot. So if I go through the slide, you can see that it talks about the exposition, and it talks about how that introduces the characters and setting. And then it goes into the rising action, and these bubbles you get to move. So it gives you the events, and this is the way the kids can come up with the events on their own before you share it with them. And then it goes through that same exact way throughout the story, and you can see that roller coaster that I was explaining to you there, and these bubbles you get to move. So when we get to We have all the rising action. Then we get to the climax. So it explains that it's the turning point. And then there's the picture that shows that they actually met her inside the bed. And that's where you guys, the kids could feel like that's the most exciting part of the story. And if I keep going, you can see the falling action of what happens at the end of the story, and then the resolution, because they need to know how was the ending of the story, or how the problem was solved. And then I like how it goes back and it reviews everything that you just talked about. So that's there. But that, flip you around here, but that is what I'm going to use to just introduce it to my kids. And then later on, as we're working with this throughout our days, they're going to practice this with their own stories. And then our reading anthology, the story that we're doing is Because of Winn-Dixie. So they're going to fill out their own story map with Because of Winn-Dixie with their plot map. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm excited for it. I think the kids will really enjoy it. And that's pretty much what we're doing in language arts today, talking about plot. So I definitely wanted to get on and share that with you and just let you guys know it is okay to use other resources. It is okay to borrow. You don't have to create everything like I said earlier. But I know this part of this video is a little bit longer, but I felt like that was really important for everyone to hear and everyone to understand, you know, how exactly to go about and to always match your standards to what you're teaching, just to make sure you are definitely covering everything in that skill, because sometimes your curriculum coordinators or what you have done, there may be holes in it because everyone's not perfect. So it is your job to also go back and double check to make sure can you plug in those holes, okay? But I'm actually going to end this segment of this video right here. I may put this separate, or I might put it together with this week. I don't know, I'll think about it, but most likely I'll put it together in the week. Who am I kidding? I always do that. But I will definitely label the title of this to know about plot. So those that are interested in plot events, you know exactly where in this video we talk about plot events in here. All right, I need to get going because I need to make sure I get my stuff situated for the day. I'm looking at the time, but I need to make sure I get myself situated for the day before my meeting. So I hope everyone has a fabulous Thursday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, yay. And guys, we had a 2-hour delay last night, about 10 o'clock at night, all the way through this morning. It snowed. I kind of starting to like snow, but we ended up getting a 2-hour delay. And quite frankly, I don't know why we got a 2-hour delay, because the roads were perfectly fine. The snow was on sidewalks, and the snow was on grass. So I took advantage of that. I probably slept in maybe an hour later, and then I got up, did my normal routine, and then I got here. Our report time is 8:15. I normally get in at 7:30. So I ended up coming in at 8:30. So I wanted to get on because I have some stuff that I need to do. I want to share some things, just tell you what we're doing today, which is very light now that we had our 2-hour delay and it's a late start. But I want to take advantage of this time. Like, the roads were not bad at all. The only thing I could think of is when we have 2-hour delays or when it snows, our high school and our middle school comes in before us. So I have a feeling that just because they drive, especially those high schoolers, they wanted to make sure that everything was safe for them coming in, which is understandable. I get it. And another thing, if you look, it is a jeans day. So I'm happy that I got to wear jeans today. So it made today a little bit easier getting ready. Not that I ever have difficulty getting ready, but just saying, jeans make everything a little bit easier, if you know what I mean, teachers. But today, like I said, we had a 2 hour delay. So we're going to, again, like last time in one of my earlier vlogs when we had a 2 hour delay, I talked about how we do 45 minutes, 45 minutes. So we basically have a half of a block with our each other's class. I'm getting tongue tied today. What is going on? I had an extra hour sleep. Jeez. But anyway, I'm doing 45 minutes with my partner's class for language arts, and I'm going to do 45 minutes with my class. And then it's already lunch. And then we're going into science time, and then pretty much it's the end of the day. So that's the days in life of 2 hour delays. But other than that, like I said, I want to take advantage of the time that I do have, that I came in early so I can get some things done. There's grading I need to catch up on. So this is the perfect opportunity to do that since I'm actually the first one, along with the custodian, in the building. So I should not have any interruptions. So that's a great thing. But I wanted to say, I hope you guys all had a fantastic week, and I am going to make sure this vlog goes up tonight, Fridays like always. But I really, like I said, I hope you guys had a fantastic week, and I will catch you in my next vlog. See ya and have a great weekend.